Hello everyone, good evening. How are you all? Welcome to the class. Okay, so today we will be doing a passage based practice session for CLAT 2025. Obviously बात है एग्जाम्स बहुत ज्यादा पास आ गए हैं. It's nearly 15 days around, right? So today session will be completely based on your exam पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. ठीक है, हम लोग वो सारे क्वेश्चंस करेंगे जो जनरली हमारे क्लैट के पेपर्स में हमें अभी तक देखने को मिले हैं, राइट? सो वट एवर डाउट्स यू विल बी हैविंग टुडे विल बी क्लियर्ड आराम से. ओके, गुड इवनिंग नम्रता. हेलो प्रत्युष. हेलो आस्था. हेलो राघव. गुड इवनिंग, गुड इवनिंग, गुड इवनिंग. Just give me 2 minutes and let me check. I'm audible, visible. हेलो 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 हेलो. ओके, तो विदाउट वेस्टिंग मच टाइम लेट्स बिगिन. पहला पैसेज, आज दो पैसेजेस करेंगे हम लोग, ठीक है? And from first passage I have got around 8-9 questions, and second passage से also I have got 8-9 questions. So एक ही passage है, but we'll be analyzing it in detail so that आपको समझ में आए कि एक ही passage से जब different types of questions आते हैं, how can you handle each type of question from each passage. Understood? So the main motive is to clear your concepts, obviously. Okay. हाँ, yes, don't worry about that. About AIOM. Okay. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट रीडिंग. आप लोग मेरे साथ साथ रीड करोगे एंड हर एक क्वेश्चन को हम लोग डिटेल में एनालाइज करेंगे सो डैट आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो एग्जाम में जब किसी भी टाइप का क्वेश्चन आए. अंडरस्टूड? सो यू वोंट फाइंड एनी ट्रबल while solving questions in examinations. Okay, so the most detailed account of the brewing process appears in the hymn to Ninkasi, goddess of beer. But this lyric portrait of Ninkasi at work in the brewery is hardly a set of instruction for brewing beer. It is preserved only on three known tablets, in each case followed immediately by another song, perhaps a sort of drinking song written to celebrate the opening of a new tavern. What makes the hymn so beautiful, useful for students of Mesopotamian beer is that it seems to depict Ninkasi brewing up a batch of beer setup by setup to start to finish. But how much weight should we really place on this one song? Is it really a useful guide to exactly how beer was actually brewed in Mesopotamia? Imagine that you are an archaeologist of the future. You're trying to recreate the beers of the mid 20th century CE, and all you have to go on are these lines from a contemporary drinking song known as Beer, Beer, Beer. A barrel of malt, a bushel of hops. You stir it around with a stick. The Hampton and Kasi has more to offer than that, but is still more song, maybe even legit drinking song than recipe. Okay, so done reading everyone. मैंने तो read कर लिया. Have you finished reading? So this is basically a hymn. क्या होता है पता है? जो कैरोल्स होते हैं ना, छोटे सॉन्ग्स होते हैं, उन्हें हाइम कहते हैं, राइट? तो हाइम टू निनकासी, गॉडेस ऑफ बियर. निनकासी इज गॉडेस ऑफ बियर, ठीक है? तो इट्स बेसिकली अ रिलिकल पोर्ट्रेट ऑफ निनकासी, ठीक है? And this paragraph goes on talking about that only. So done reading everyone present in the class. मैम इंग्लिश को ड्रास्टिकली डाउन. डोंट वरी अंशु, आज कॉन्सेप्ट्स भी है हम लोग साथ में. आई थिंक सो इट विल हेल्प यू. डोंट वरी. ओके, स्टे लाइव ड्यूरिंग द होल वीडियो, कीप सॉल्विंग क्वेश्चंस एंड हो जाएगा. ओके, डन रीडिंग एवरीवन? यस और नो? जल्दी से, जिन्होंने रीडिंग नहीं की जल्दी से एक स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो सो डैट आपके पास पैसेज रहे रेफरेंस के लिए. डन? चले क्वेश्चंस पे. जल्दी जल्दी हैंड्स अप, यस और नो, फटाफट. यस. Okay then, let's go to the first question. What is the main argument of the passage? The hymn to Ninkasi serves as a reliable brewing guide. B. Songs like Hymn to Ninkasi offer incomplete insights into historical practices. C. Mesopotamian beer brewing was more complex than described in the hymn. D. Archaeologists face difficulties in interpreting historical text about brewing. So, what is the main argument of the passage? Come on, answer. A, B, C, D. A. The hymn to Ninkasi serves as a reliable brewing guide. B. Songs like the hymn to Ninkasi offer incomplete insight into historical practices. C. Mesopotamian beer brewing was more complex than described in the hymn. D. Archaeologists face difficulties in interpreting historical text about brewing. Come on. Okay, some say A, some say C, किसी का B भी है. Okay. A, B, B. Okay. Actually, to be very honest, English में full लाना थोड़ा difficult है, but obviously nothing is impossible, right? Okay, B, C. चलो मैं बता दूं. The correct answer here is option B only. Let's discuss how. ठीक है? पहले तो ये discuss कर लेते हैं how. The correct answer, of course, is B. Why? C क्यों नहीं होगा? Mesopotamian beer brewing was more complex than described in the hymn, was absolutely given in the passage, but it was an additional information only. Yeah, question is asking the main argument of the passage. What is the main argument of the passage? Okay, so Mesopotamian beer brewing was more complex than described in the hymn is one of the additional information that is given in the passage. कि ये एक incomplete insight था and it was more complex than it is described in the hymn, right? So it is thus a plus plus information here. Okay, understood? Therefore the correct answer is B. Clear, eh? Because main argument should consider the whole of the paragraph, understood, and not one additional or support point. And C is just an additional or support point. Okay, so C was just an additional support point, but the correct answer is B because the main argument was trying to say, and it is more broad also. C is very narrow. C is again very narrow, right? That it was more complex process. But if I say it is giving incomplete insights, it's again carrying this point also, right? Therefore, the correct answer is B. Am I clear? Next. What is the tone of the passage? I would suggest not to run behind score. Okay, it's better at this time to analyze your mistakes and focus on getting accuracy more. Understood? If you'll get good accuracy, it would be better. So, अगर आप score के पीछे भागते हो, you try increasing your attempts without thinking of the accuracy in anything, right? So, it's better to focus on accuracy right now and practice on more of accuracy terms and to find out what are the mistakes you're making so that you can improvise that in last 10 to 15 days. Understood? Chalo, next. What is the tone of the passage? Scholarly, wistful, skeptical, or laudatory? Come on, come on, come on. What is the tone of the passage? Scholarly, wistful, skeptical, laudatory. Okay. Priyanshu says C. Some say A. Okay. More. Okay. हाँ देने चाहिए जपनूर if you're doing mocks for like a week में 3 to 4 times so you can do sectional the rest of the days. Okay, the correct answer, very good, here is skeptical. Very good. The passage was skeptical means having doubts, right? And passage was of course having lots of doubts, right, regarding the hymn. Correct, it was doubting on the hymn, right? Wistful basically means when you're having you can say regret for no, or longing for what you cannot have. Okay, that is wistful, regret. Okay, ठीक है. And laudatory is, laudatory मैंने क्या याद कराया था? Laudatory signify loud, right? Loud means जोर जोर से बहुत अच्छे से दिल खोल के किसी की तारीफ करना is laudatory, right? To praise someone wholeheartedly. Okay, that is laudatory. Clear? Next. Which of the following titles best suits the passage? Come on. Brewing beer through time, a step by step manual, the challenges of recreating ancient beers, Heinz and Hobbes' Mesopotamian brewing traditions, interpreting ancient songs for historical practices. Come on. Everyone say Himes and Hobbes Mesopotamian brewing traditions. No, everyone here is wrong. The correct answer here is B and not C. Himes and Hobbes, Mesopotamian brewing traditions. Himes was mentioned in the passage. It was about a Haim, right? But basically, it was about that the Haim is not very much suitable for creating a brewing beer, right? And main idea was also this only, right? That Haim to Ninkasi offer incomplete insights into historical practices, correct? And therefore, the correct answer is B. Interpreting ancient songs for actually, it's not talking about any ancient songs. It was just one hymn, okay? And we were not trying to interpret for historical practice. Historical practices will go very broad. We were talking here about brewing beer only. So historical practices would be very broad answer. Understood? So the correct answer is B here. The challenges of recreating ancient beer, because it was given in the passage. Understood that the hymn is not very much elaborated and it's not actual process also, so we cannot trust it on if we want to recreate that same ancient beer that was brewed during the 20th century, correct? Therefore the correct answer is B. Clear? Understood? Next, the phrase hardly a set of instructions for brewing beer suggests that the hymn, come on. Anshu, don't worry. Not every mock is same, okay? And nor one mock will decide your future. So if one mock goes wrong also and you're scored less also, just try analyzing it and find out what was the reason. There can be ample of reasons for not scoring good in one mock, okay? Chalo. The phrase hardly a set of instructions for brewing beer suggests that the Haim, okay, everyone going for answer C, is irrelevant to Mesopotamian brewing practices. For those who have answered C, I think you people need a good revision. No, no, not at all. No, no. C is not the correct answer. How could C be the correct answer? Is irrelevant to Mesopotamian brewing practices. क्या ब्रूइंग बियर के लिए ये जो निनकासी का ये जो हाइम सॉन्ग है, ये हार्डली अ सेट ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शंस इज यूज्ड फॉर निनकासी's instruction निनकासी song only, right? And it is relevant, obviously. It's not at all irrelevant to the brewing practices. It is relevant, but it is not very much detailed, correct? It's not very much detailed, but it's actually relevant, correct? Right? It's relevant, but it's not at all completely vague or something, or it's irrelevant. The correct answer is B, that it is primarily celebratory. वो सॉन्ग है, उसे सॉन्ग की तरह सेलिब्रेट करना, it's celebratory and it's not instructive. It's not providing instructions to how to brew a perfect beer, okay? And there is no detailed instructions given. Therefore we cannot create a copy of the beer that if we want to recreate those beers also, we cannot do that, right? Therefore B is the correct answer, that it is primarily celebratory. It is for the celebration of the beer, but it is not instructive. It is not providing any instruction. Understood? Therefore B is the correct answer. Clear? ध्यान रखोगे, whenever you are asked to find out the meaning of a particular set of words, phrase, or a particular word, you need to find it out contextually. Understood? And the context of the passage was not talking that it's completely irrelevant to Mesopotamian brewing practices. It's a hymn that is dedicated to that Mesopotamian brewing practice only, right? Be careful about that. Don't worry. And provide a symbolic representation of, no, it's not, it was not symbolic representation also. It's not nowhere given that it's was symbol of representation or something. It's simply given it was a song that was celebrated, correct? Therefore B is the correct answer. Next, select the option that best explains the contextual meaning of the word depict in the line. It seems to depict Ninkasi brewing up a batch of beer step by step from start to finish. Come on, tell me the answer. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Select the option that explains the contextual meaning of the word depict in the line. It seems to depict Ninkasi brewing a batch of beer step by step from whatever I have told you. While taking out contextual meaning, please read the words carefully. And you need to find a depict. Seems to depict. Okay, mixed answer again here. See, outline the information obviously nahi, because outline means to just give a reference of something. Exaggerate means to over exaggerate something. बढ़ा चढ़ा कर बोलना. Always said that. ठीक है, right? Correct. Portray and simplify. So it's not simplifying. It seems to depict है, right? It seems मतलब ऐसा लग रहा है that it is trying to show something, right? Therefore, contextually, C goes for the correct answer. Portray. Am I clear? Contextual meaning me, you need to check out what is the context of that particular word. So it seems to depict Ninkasi brewing up a batch of beer. It seems ऐसा लग रहा है that it depicts Ninkasi brewing up a batch of beer, right? Therefore, seems is more over relevant or better to be replaced or to mean as portray. दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहा है. Understood? Clear? Very good. Next. Which of the following would be the least coherent as a follow of paragraph? ठीक है, अगर इस पैराग्राफ के आगे कोई पैराग्राफ होता तो इनमें से कौन सा पैराग्राफ होने का चांसेस सबसे कम है? विच वन वुड बी द लीस्ट कोहेरेंट? ठीक है, चलो बताओ. चलो 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 जल्दी से. Examining other cultural uses of beer in Mesopotamian society, evaluating the accuracy of ancient texts as historical evidence, analyzing how songs reflect daily life in ancient Mesopotamia, investigating modern day brewing practices. Come on. What would be the furthermore? Okay, B, C. C. Examining other cultural uses of beer in Mesopotamian city, we were not talking about any cultural use of the beer. This was not mentioned in the passage only, right? Because sorry, least use है ना, most use की बात है. So this was so obviously mentioned in the passage cultural uses, correct? Evaluating the accuracy of ancient text, obviously we were talking about accuracy of ancient text as historical evidence, that how ancient texts provide a base for historical evidence, right? Analyzing how songs reflect daily life in ancient Mesopotamia, obviously बिल्कुल correct बात है. We were saying that कि हाँ, how songs is relevant to that particular society, but we were not talking about what modern day brewing practices. कहीं से भी लीस्ट कोहेरेंट है ना. फॉलो ऑफ पैराग्राफ में अचानक से कहीं से मॉडर्न डे में कैसे हम लोग उस ब्रूइंग प्रैक्टिसेस को हाइम से लेकर आज प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, ये थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट होता है, राइट? सो डी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. अंडरस्टूड? लीस्ट है, लीस्ट है, लीस्ट है. अंडरस्टूड? क्लियर? क्लियर एवरीवन? Anyone in this class was not read the paragraph? Chalo, next question. Identify the writing style used in the line. A barrel of malt, a bushel of hops. You stir it around with a stick. Circumlocution, irony, imagery, or satire. Come on, this is my favorite question. Chalo. Circumlocution, irony, imagery, satire. लीस्ट पढ़ना है, एग्जाम में ऐसे क्वेश्चंस बहुत ज्यादा आते हैं. यू नीड टू फोकस ऑन देम. अंडरस्टूड? ऐसे गड़बड़ नहीं कर सकते हो. Identify the writing style used in the line. A barrel of malt, a bushel of hops, you stir it around with a stick. Circumlocution, irony, imagery, satire. Okay, some say C, some says A. A, C. So let's make you understand the meaning of पहले तो the correct answer of course is C, imagery. Why? Because obviously it's creating a sense of imagination here, correct? Because the author is trying to use vivid descriptions to create a mental image, right? A barrel of malt, a bushel of hops. You stir it around with a stick, right? So it's basically imagery, right? Now, moreover, if I go for explaining you circumlocution क्या होता है पहले ये समझ लो. Circumlocution means बात को गोल 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 घुमा कर कहना. Very simple. Means not to state it directly, but just beating around the bush to say the same thing, right? For example, if I say the cold wind is blowing outside the window. Instead of I say, the cool package of air is just blowing outside the window, creating a refreshment all around in the room. Circumlocution. Understood? मैंने सिंपल सी लाइन को बहुत घुमा के जब कहा, and that is called as what? Circumlocution. Clear? Okay, like I'm coming from bus, and I'll be coming from bus, or I'll say I'll be coming from a four wheel big metal vehicle carrying having a capacity of 100 seats. ये क्या है? बस की जगह पे इतना बड़ा बस का डेफिनेशन बोलने की जरूरत नहीं थी, राइट? आयरनी इज what you say and what you mean are exactly opposite to each other, then that is called as irony. ठीक है? Irony means only what जो आप कह रहे हो और जो आप मीन कर रहे हो, exactly both are opposite to each other. ठीक है? Imagery, which creates a mental imagination or picture for you. Understood? That is called as what? Imagination or imagery, you can say. Anyone would like to explain me what is satire? I have explained satire various times in the class also. Can anyone explain me what is satire? What is satire? Satire is basically mocking someone. ठीक है? Satire is basically mockery of someone. Okay? Personal level पे किसी को comments करके harm करना, mock करना. Okay? That is called as satire. Understood? Irony is not always used in negative sense, but moreover, it's used in more of the time is it's in negative sense only. Okay, clear, understood? Kind of making fun of, you can say. Means basically the use of humor to attack someone is your mocking in humorous way. Correct. That is satire. Clear, understood, easy. Japnoor, what you have copied is the definition that is being given in Google, given on Google, right? गूगल का आंसर अब मत बताओ. लास्ट 15 days का एग्जामिनेशन बचा है, एग्जामिनेशन को बचे हैं आपके पास. ठीक है, चलो आ जाओ नेक्स्ट. अच्छा, कैन यू टेल मी, एक क्वेश्चन मुझे बता दो. व्हाट इज बेसिकली दिस पैसेज अबाउट? मतलब व्हाट इज द जॉनर ऑफ दिस पैसेज? व्हाट इज द जॉनर ऑफ दिस पैसेज? एनीवन वुड लाइक टू टेल मी व्हाट इज द जॉनर ऑफ दिस पैसेज? एनीवन? जल्दी से बताओ, व्हाट इज द जॉनर ऑफ दिस पैसेज? This is basically society and culture. Okay, the passage is talking about society and culture. ये तो राइटिंग स्टाइल हो जाएगा भुवन, डिस्क्रिप्टिव. हाँ, मोर ओवर हिस्टोरिकल, हिस्ट्री एंड कल्चर. ओके, चलो. आई वाज आस्किंग द जॉनर ऑफ द पैसेज. चलो नेक्स्ट पैसेज शुरू करो. The foreign obsession with Japan's material culture began soon after the opening of the nation's ports in 1853. Though the country remained difficult to visit in person, the opening allowed a burgeoning Pacific trade to bring Japanese wares to the citizens of the world by the literal boatload. Europeans and Americans quickly noticed that there was something different about things made in Japan. There were strange caprices in their ornamentation, which, though violating our hitherto recognized properties of decoration, surprised and yet delighted us. As the US archaeologist Edward S. Morse put it in Japanese homes and their surroundings. Correct, cultural. चलो इसका बताओ, कम ऑन। हो गई रीडिंग? डन रीडिंग एवरीवन? Everyone, you can take a screenshot also so that I can change the slide and you have the passage still. Very good. Sure, next slide. Exports of acquisitively decorative ceramics, textiles, metal arts, furniture, jewelry, and arch prints sparked a European movement that a French called Jacobinism. On the other side of the Atlantic, a Japan craze seized American tastemakers. The Victorian fad for all things Japanese profoundly affected Western ideas of civilization and sophistication, shifting the course of art and architecture, culture, and society. The ripple effects of the sea change in taste can still be felt today. The popularity of the Impressionist, the architecture of the Frank Lloyd Wright, and the bungalows of the arts and crafts movement, even fashion arbiters such as Hermes and Louis Vuitton, all rose to prominence through their interpretations of Japanese styles. Charles Tiffany, the founder of Tiffany and Company, adorned his Western style tableware, jewelry, and furnishings with motifs inspired by Hakusai and other artists, going so far as to declare his firm sensibilities even more Japanese than the Japanese themselves. Done. Interesting paragraph. So it's again talking about the history and culture of Japan and how Japanese culture was spread all over the world. Louis Vuitton कौन नहीं जानता है, right? Hermes and Louis Vuitton both are branded companies, right? तो LV के बारे में तो I think so big fans, girls especially. ड्रीम होता है ना कि LV का बैग हो मेरे पास कभी ना कभी. So that is how it works. Done? चलो, moving to questions. What is the central idea of the passage? Japan's material culture had little influence on Western taste. B. The opening of Japan's ports influenced Western art, architecture, and society. C. Japan's material culture was only popular among as niche Western audience. D. Western fascination with Japanese art was short lived and inconsequential. So basically, what is central idea? Central idea of the passage is the idea around which the whole passage revolves, right? What are the key concepts you need to take care while having or solving questions based on central idea? First is that central idea should not be based on a particular paragraph. It should not be based on a particular line or idea of a paragraph, right? It should be based on the complete paragraph, right? इट शुड बी बेस्ड ऑन कंप्लीट पैराग्राफ, पूरे के पूरे पैराग्राफ को कवर करके एक जिस्ट आना चाहिए. दैट इज द सेंट्रल आइडिया ऑफ द पैसेज. इट डजंट मीन दैट एनी पर्टिकुलर कॉन्सेप्ट इज more being talked about the passage, then that will become the central idea. No, you need to check out why this particular thing is being talked about. बिकॉज ऑफ द सेंट्रल आइडिया. अंडर सेंट्रल आइडिया इज आइडिया कि अगर इसको एलिमिनेट कर दिया तो पैसेज का कोई सेंस ही नहीं बनेगा. फिर आप किसी भी और में बात कर लो, उसका कोई रेलेवेंस ही नहीं है. अंडरस्टूड एंड वेरी गुड एवरीवन. द करेक्ट आंसर हियर इज बी ओनली, बिकॉज द पैसेज वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस ओनली कि जापान का पोर्ट ने कितना इन्फ्लुएंस किया वेस्टर्न आर्ट को, आर्किटेक्चर को, सोसाइटी को, राइट. अब ये बहुत ब्रॉड है, इसमें एवरीथिंग आ जाता है, राइट. सी ऑल्सो कम्स अंडर बी ओनली. डी ऑल्सो, डी तो इज अपोजिट बिकॉज जापानीज आर्ट वॉज लॉन्ग लिव्ड and it's very much consequential and still felt, right? Its interruptions are still felt, right? Correct. Next, identify the tone of the author towards the Western obsession with Japanese culture. Critical, enthusiastic, analytical, or nostalgic? Come on. Author ka tone towards the Western obsession with Japanese culture. Come on. Okay, C coming as the answer. Everyone, कुछ लोगों का B भी आ रहा है. Okay, okay. B, 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 C, 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 C. The correct answer, of course, is बताओ बताओ B or C, B or C, B or C, B or C, B or C. The correct answer here is C, of course. Very good. It's analytical only. Right, correct. Because the author was analyzing here. Correct. The author was analyzing here. He was providing an analytical view. Correct. He was providing an analytical view focusing on the details of the Western culture, fascination, and Japanese culture rather than showing excitement or criticism for anything. Now, how do you differentiate between criticism, critical and analytical? Critical is always fault finding and negative. Correct? I always told you, right, that critical का मतलब ही होता है fault finding attitude. जब आप कमी निकाल रहे हो किसी चीज में, you're just being trying to be negative at any cause, and that is critical, right? Nostalgic is happy memories. Correct? Nostalgic is happy past memories. Correct? Right? And enthusiastic is energetic. सो द करेक्ट आंसर हियर इज एनालिटिकल. एनालिटिकल में आप प्रोज भी देखते हो, ठीक है, आप कॉन्स नेगेटिव्स भी देखते हो, ठीक है, आप एनालाइज करते हो पूरे के पूरे सिचुएशन को, टेकिंग प्रोज कॉन्स एवरीथिंग इन कंसिडरेशन, राइट? देयरफॉर द करेक्ट आंसर इज enthusiastic, sorry, C, analytical. Clear? Understood? Analytical is, yes, analytical is not positive, non negative. It's basically neutral because it talks about both pros and cons, right? It analyzes the situation that these are the negative points, these are the positive points, and this is my analysis that it would be good or not. Understood? Next, which of the following titles best suits the passage? Come on, tell me which one would be the best title that would suit the paragraph. Okay, Pratyush, Rudra comes with A. Jipnu says C. Astha A. Kriti C. क्या लगता है? ए या सी? ए या सी? ए या सी? ए या सी? कमन कमन टेल मी क्या हो सकता है? The correct answer would be A only. The rise of Japanism, Japan's cultural conquest. Why? Because the passage was providing what the Japan's cultural influence. Correct है ना? साथ चीज यही बात कर रहा है, जापान का cultural influence के बारे में बात कर रहा था on the west, right? And especially through the movement of Japanism, right? Correct. So therefore the correct answer here is A only. अब बात करें अगर बी के, तो जापानीज आर्ट इन जापान तो था ही नहीं. It was talking about Japan, Japanese art in the West and how it, you can say, impacted the whole of world. Correct. So B तो होगा नहीं. Hermes and Tiffany, Japanese inspiration in the West. Again, it would go very much particular, and it was not only the inspiration. And Hermes and Tiffany था, Hermes and Louis Vuitton थे, correct? So Tiffany was not mentioned in the passage. D, the effects of trade on Western art. Trade बहुत ज्यादा ब्रॉड हो जाएगा और आर्ट वुड गो वेरी लिमिटेड, सो ये कंप्लीटली वेग ऑप्शन हो जाता है, बकवास ऑप्शन. सो द करेक्ट आंसर हियर इज ए, द राइज ऑफ जापानीज में जापान्स कल्चरल क्वेस्ट. क्लियर? करेक्ट. सो दिस वुड बी वेरी लिमिटेड ऑप्शन. फ्लॉ टेक्निक के हिसाब से ये बहुत लिमिटेड ऑप्शन है, ये बिल्कुल वॉन्डरिंग ऑप्शन है, कोई सेंस नहीं है. करेक्ट. एंड इट इज अ रॉन्ग ऑप्शन ओनली. इट्स नॉट अबाउट जापानीज, या बोल सकते हो नारो हो जाएगा ये अगेन. अंडरस्टूड? सो द करेक्ट आंसर हियर इज ए, द राइज ऑफ जापानीज में जापान कल्चरल कॉन्क्वेस्ट. नेक्स्ट, which of the following is implied about western attitude towards Japanese art? Come on, बताओ. Westerners initially rejected Japanese art as overly ornate. Westerners were surprised by Japanese art distinctiveness and found it inspiring. Japan craze among Westerners declined after the 19th century. Japanese art was perceived as less sophisticated than Western art. Come on. Okay, major of them answering as B. कुछ लोगों ने आंसर किया C. Come on, answer. The correct answer, of course, here is B. Westerners were surprised by Japanese art's distinctiveness and found it inspiring. Why? Because चलो बाकी options भी discuss कर लेते हैं. The Japan craze among Westerners declined after 19th century. It was not there given कि इनका decline हो गया था after 19th century, right? It was ये passage में wrong information it was. ये just mentioned था कि कम हुआ है, right? And I don't think so 19th century के बाद it was declined or something. It was given that it was there was any decline. See, कहीं पर ऐसा है? Can you find anything right? It declined after 19th century. Can you find anything like that? No, right? जबकि ये दिया हुआ the ripple effects of our sea change in taste can still be felt today. Correct? It's nowhere given. So the correct answer here is B. Westerners were surprised by Japanese art distinctiveness and found it inspiring. Clear? Next. Select the option that best explains the contextual meaning of caprices in the line. There were strange caprices in their ornamentation which surprised and delighted us. Extravagances, peculiarities, predictableness, yes, sturdiness. Come on, tell me. Come on. Extravagances, peculiarities, predictability, sturdiness. Tell me. Come on. Okay, so answers coming as B, A. There were strange caprices in their ornamentation which surprised and delighted us. कुछ लोगों ने A आंसर किया है, some have answered B. Come on. Let's discuss the meaning of all the words. Extravagant का मतलब क्या होता है? Something which cost much, right? Costly. Correct? That is extravagant. है ना? Predictability, something which is predictable. बहुत easily जो predictable हो, जो दिख जाए सामने से easily predictable. Correct? What do you mean by sturdiness? Sturdiness is something which when me what do you mean by sturdiness? What do you mean by sturdiness? Sturdiness means strong, right? दृढ़ जिसे कहते हैं, right? Correct है ना? Sturdiness means that only, correct? है ना? Sturdiness basically means मजबूत होना, the quality of being physically strong, correct? When you're physically strong, right? So the correct answer is B. Peculiarities, when you're being peculiar about everything, details को लेकर बहुत peculiar, बहुत particular होना. So there were strange caprices in their ornamentation because Japanese were very peculiar about their you can say ornamentation, correct? And which captivated the Westerners, correct? So the correct answer is B only. Clear? Next. Identify the writing style used by the author in discussing Western fascination with Japanese dream. Come on, writing style, बताओ. Circumlocution है, comparative analysis है, hyperbolic है या descriptive narrative है? What is the writing style used here? Is it circumlocution? Is it comparative analysis? Is it hyperbolic or is it descriptive narrative? What is the writing style used by the author? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Very good, very good, very good. The correct answer here is descriptive and narrative only. The author is trying to describe and narrate, correct? At the same time. अब बात करें circumlocution, I already told you, beating around the bush, not saying things to the point directly, ठीक है, गोल गोल घुमाकर बात करना. Comparative analysis, when you're trying to compare two things and then analyze the pros and cons of both. So there was no comparison here, correct? There was no comparison given of which one is better, कि Western culture better है या Japanese culture better. It was not given here, right? Hyperbolic is over exaggeration of anything. So here was no exaggeration. It was bare, you can say, just facts stated in the passage, which was describing, correct, which was describing how there was Western fascination for Japanese art, right? So the correct answer, descriptive narrative. Next, the phrase more Japanese than the Japanese themselves implies that what? अरे ये तो जापानियों से भी ज्यादा जापानी हैं. So what does this imply? Come on, tell me. More Japanese than the Japanese themselves. Okay, B, A, B, B. Tiffany and Company focus on originality over Japanese style. तो ये तो फिर इसका मतलब तो it would go opposite of what is being mentioned as in the passes. The correct answer, of course, is B. Very good. That Western brands adopted and amplified Japanese motifs passionately, right? तो वो उतने ज्यादा जापानीज हो गए जितना शायद जापानीज ओरिजिनलिटी में भी नहीं थे, उतने ज्यादा जापान को उन्होंने कॉपी कर लिया, राइट? सो बी इज द बेस्ट आंसर. सी होगा नहीं, बिकॉज वेस्टर्न इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ जापानीज आर्ट वेयर ऑफन क्रिटिसाइज. हाँ, ये सही बात है, बट इट डजंट मीन what this phrase is trying to tell you, correct? Tiffany and Company eventually rejected Japanese inspiration. This will again go contradictory to what is mentioned in this phrase, correct? So the correct answer is B. Very good. Keep it up. Next. What is the author's perspective on the Japanese influence on Western art and design? Last question for today. जल्दी से बता दो. Okay. Okay. A. Correct. Very good. The correct answer here is obviously A. The Japanese art had profound and lasting impact on Western aesthetics. Correct. उन्होंने Western aesthetics को ही completely change कर दिया, and they had so much influence कि Japanese वहाँ के लोग भी Japanese culture के बहुत ज़्यादा aesthetically profoundly alike हो गए. Right. So the correct answer is A. Very good. Very good. Keep it up. Now tell me, do you have any doubt? ऐसा कुछ पूछना है? So now we can have a 5 minutes of chit chat session where you can ask me anything you want to ask. कोई doubt है, कुछ भी है पूछ लो. Anything you want to ask related to CLAT 2025 examinations, कुछ भी है, go on asking. Come on, पूछ लो फटाफट. Anything you want to ask. No doubt. Not relating to this passage. Anything, any haywire type of question that is coming to your mind, or anything that's coming to your mind. And Please don't get demotivated of giving any examination, any particular mock, any test, anything. It's not the D-Day, and be focused on the D-Day only. और D-Day के दिन भी एग्जाम का पेपर देख के डिमोटिवेट नहीं होना है. Those 2 hours, just think, stay calm, and अगर suppose पेपर टफ आ भी जाए, it's tough for whole of the lot, right? That is appearing for examination. So वहां पर calmness is what you will get, actually, sorry, calmness is what will lead to good results. Understood? So stay calm that time. Instead of panicking in that situation, stay calm. Understood? And अच्छे से एग्जाम दो. 2 घंटे जब हो जाएंगे, एग्जाम दे लोगे, पेपर सबमिट कर दोगे, then start thinking that what was your score, how was your exam, and have you performed well or not, और अगले year देना पड़ेगा, you'll get an LU or not, anything have you have to think is after the examination. Those 2 hours, just dedicate your everything to that examination, because आप पूरा लॉन्ग टाइम प्रिपरेशन उस एक एग्जाम के लिए कर रहे हो. सो उस वक्त पैनिक करके अपना मूड मत खराब करना. Doubt nahi hai, ma'am, but is KD sir okay? He hasn't been on variety and I really want to thank him. I was very poor in sir, but now my scores have drastically improved in 20s. Chalo, KD sir would be very happy to know this. Pratyush, what would be an average score that is good for English section? I would suggest at least 18 plus. If you are focusing on only English, then I would suggest at least solve one set complete. मतलब 5 passages का एक set daily solve करो. Okay, if you are focusing on English. और अगर ऐसे करोगे तो it's better that you give 2 to 3 mocks for the whole week. Understood? मतलब पूरे like MWF give your mocks, and remaining Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday ऐसे क्या करो? Just make sets, like one English का set, one critical reasoning का set, one day legal ka set, one day quant ka set, and you can have a chill practice session right now. Understood? And do not forget to just revise all your concepts, key concepts, before 1 week before this. It means in इस week में complete कर लेना, so that आप next week में सिर्फ और सिर्फ mocks देकर अपने आप को शांत रख सको. और by chance in any mock you don't perform well also, don't worry about that. Don't think अरे ये क्या हो गया. It can be due to pressure also, and due to lack of sleep also, it can be demotivation also, anything. So just stay calm, okay? And I hope, ma'am, KD sir kahan hai? He was not even there. He is there only. I think he's taking your classes, so you can thank him and meet him in his classes also, okay? So don't worry about that. Okay, chalo. I hope I am clear with all the doubts and everything. Chalo, till then, take care. Bye bye. All the best, everyone, and we'll meet with these type of sessions till examinations again. Ma'am, a doubt about OMR. What's better, marking a whole section or after each passage? See, there are two ways to that's better preferred. Don't go for what first. Don't mark OMR after each section, okay? Or don't mark OMR after completing the whole of the paper. It's better to mark OMR after each passage. That is preferred, because उससे क्या होता है, आप mistakes नहीं करते हो. It's better to mark it, because section wise अगर कर रहे हो and आपने एक भी ऊपर नीचे कर दिया तो आपका पूरा section गलत हो सकता है. Understood? But अगर paragraph wise करोगे, so it will be helpful. And जिन्होंने practice बहुत अच्छे से करी, and you are very much in practice with marking after each question only, that's good. Otherwise, it's better preferred that after each passage you mark your OMR. Understood? Don't wait till the last minute to mark it after the examination, sorry, after the paper is over, okay? And don't mark the whole section at once, because एक भी ऊपर नीचे हुआ, you will lose all your marks. Understood? So don't do all of these. Am I clear? It's better to use a black pen to fill your OMR. Okay, chalo, all the best, Astha, and everyone. Thank you.